Hi, today I'm going to tell you how to make a bootable Windows XP, and if you want you can actually do a dual boot on your system. I'm going to show you step by step. First you're going to need, well, of course, computer or laptop. I have my laptop here, which I'm going to be working on, and I have a 8 gig flash drive right here. Now you're going to need a few programs for this. So far this is about the only way I found that this will actually work to where XP will be bootable. What you're gonna need is WinMount, USB formatter, and WinSetup from USB. Okay, now let me turn this off, get my flash drive set up, and I'll show you what to do. Okay, as you can see, my flash drive is installed right there. Alright, now let's go back to the programs. Now I'm using Windows 7 for this, but you can use Windows XP. I'm not sure about 8 or above. You'll just have to check and see. Alright, first you open the USB formatter. Run as administrator. Yes. Alright, this will pop up. Select your flash drive up here at the top. Now what you want to do is put the file system for NTFS and just do a quick format. You don't have to do a full format, just a quick format. Start. Yes. And that'll start to format that flash drive into NTFS, which is basically your Windows setup. And this may take a few minutes to do, so when it gets done, I'll be back. Okay, it got done. It took about 4 minutes, I guess, 4 or 5 minutes. Alright, now hit OK, and then close this. Now before you run WinSetup, you need to run WinMount. Now I have a 64-bit operating system right now, so I'm just going to open that, set it up. Now I'm gonna close all this. I'm not online. My Wi-Fi shut off, so all this stuff is just, it'll just pop up. Now I'm gonna deselect all immediately, and then hit OK. Now I'm gonna leave the run WinMount checked, and then hit finish. Alright, now I'm gonna close this folder, and here's WinMount. Now there are different versions of XP that still will go online. You have XP Gold, XP Blue. Today I'm going to be using, hold on, let me slow down. Now I'm going to mount file. WinMount's still running. Midnight's right here being a pain. Midnight, he's trying to get in the way. Alright, mount file. Now I go through and I find where the file is. Now what I'm using is Windows XP Pro Service Pack 3 Vista VG Black Blue Ultimate Style with the SATA red. Okay, I prefer this one. This one actually has Windows Movie Maker installed, unlike some of them. Okay, hit open and just continue trial. This mounts right here. This is gonna pop open. It's basically a virtual drive. Now I'm gonna close this. Now I'm gonna minimize this. Then I'm gonna go back. WinSetup from USB. Now that's the one I need now. Now remember, your virtual drive with WinMount is still open. run. Yes, I'm going to allow. Agree. Next. It says destination directory doesn't exist. Yes, you want to create one. And then start. And you can launch WinMount here. It's automatically checked. Hit next. And hit exit. Now, minimize that. And then close the folder you were just in. So now we still have WinMount open with the ISO installed on it. And Win setup. Now what you're going to do is you're going to browse. Your flash drive should read here. My flash drive is G. Now you're going to browse. And you're going to go down to your virtual drive. Now if you see here, it says CD drive Z. Click on that. Whatever your virtual drive will be on your WinMount. Hit OK. And then go. Now since this is the trial of WinMount, it will stop various times. You'll just have to click it and it'll keep going because this is the trial edition. I'll stop here, and when it pops up I'll restart and I'll show you what to do. I'll just get Midnight in the shot here. He's a big ham. He likes to be the center of attention. As you can tell, he's now in the lab and he's wanting to see what's going on. The program's still going. So far it hasn't stopped. This down here will show you your files, that it's installed, and how many it has to go. And of course Midnight's right up here, right next to the laptop. So as soon as this is done, or if it stops, maybe it will, maybe it won't. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But if it does, you just hit go and it'll keep going. See, sometimes on Windows 7 it'll say not responding up here. All you gotta do is give it a minute and it'll go right through. Alright, we'll be back shortly. Okay, once it's pretty much done, this will pop up. Sync licensing agreement. Right here you just hit agree. And you can tell it is real close to being done. Alright, keep the USB plugged in and start from 2 times. Text mode, GI parts. Alright, here what you want to do is go OK. Now I just minimize this. Open my computer. Right here's the flash drive we just wrote on. I open that up. Now what you want to do is open any type of text file if you can find one. I believe there's one here somewhere, and if there's not, where is it? Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. I-36. Well, it seems like I can't find one right now, so we're just going to close this out. Going to reopen it. Close it again. Alright, then we're going to come here, reopen this, and hit exit. Now this didn't freeze up. Sometimes it does, and then you just hit go if it does, and it'll keep going through. The only thing, this is Win setup from USB 0 to 3, 0.2.3. Windows XP 2000, well, Windows 2000 XP in 2003 source. Use only this image if you're making a Windows XP disk. Alright, hit exit, and this program installed correctly. I hate Windows 7. It's worse than Vista. Alright, now we come back to Win Mount. Remember, it was just minimized down here on the bar. Go here, remove from Z, File, and make sure, I always click on Mount All to make sure, and then Exit. Alright, now if you're going to make a dual boot system, you're actually going to have a separate small flash drive. Now we unplug this one, and the program you're going to need, let me plug this in. For this separate flash drive, there's only one program if you're going to make a dual boot system using your Windows XP. Okay? And that didn't plug in. Come on. Alright, there we go. And I have absolutely nothing on here. The program you're going to need is Mini Tool, MINI Tool Partition Wizard Free Setup. Now I'm going to send this to my other drive. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut this down. I'm going to slam in another hard drive and my laptop, and I'm going to show you how to set that up. Before I install that and show you how to install it, I wanted to show some of y'all XP Gold. This is one of the operating systems you may see on torrent lines, on, you can download the Gold version all kinds of places. The only problem with XP Gold, most people that want Windows XP, they actually want it for Windows Movie Maker. XP Gold does not come with Movie Maker. Alright, but yes, it will go online, and I am using Kaspersky free antivirus. It is actually a really good antivirus. Yes, I know it's from Russia and all this. Don't give me no flack about that. Most American antiviruses just really stink. This is a really good antivirus. I do have Wi-Fi on here. It's now connected. I have Firefox. I have a Chrome alternative. So, basically Chrome. Even though it doesn't support this, Chrome doesn't. They have versions of Chrome for this. So yes, XP, and this is the 32-bit version, will still go online. I have some stuff up there bookmarked. Here's Yahoo. Okay, let me close this out. I'm going to switch my drive into an empty drive. I believe I have an empty drive. If I don't, I'll just override it. And then I'll be back as soon as I switch this out. Okay, as you can see, I have an empty drive in here. Alright, no partition, entering rescue mode, grub rescue. Alright, I believe I had Linux on here along with XP on this drive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut it down. I'm going to plug in my flash drive. Turn it back on, and I'm going to hit F12 on my Dell to go into boot options, and it's wanting to be a pain. Preparing one-time boot menu, and here's where we're at. Alright, what I want to do is go to USB storage device, hit enter. Now here's right there, enter. This comes in two parts. The way it makes it, it's fine. Hit enter. As you can see, XP starting to look for the RAD drivers, all this other stuff. Normally how XP sets up. Alright. And this does take a little while to set up XP. There's one place here where I'm going to have to show you what to do. If you pass it or if something happens, don't worry. Don't freak out. Okay? As soon as your computer restarts, then you need to hit your F12 key or whatever it is to get back into boot. Hit USB key again. Alright? Then you can go, alright, we go to enter F8, I agree. Let's just put it on this whole partition. Go for quick, NTFS, and then format F. As you can see, it's formatting. I know these videos are getting really long here. I'm trying to walk you through this as short as possible. And you can see XP is installing. I really don't want to do anything until it gets to that one point where I actually have to show you what to do with the USB. But what I'll do is I'll shut this off, and when that point gets here, actually no, I'll just leave it running, because I really don't want you to miss it. It's already at 70% on here. And like I say, if you mess up and you see a bad screen, do not worry about that. There is an easy fix to install this. If you walk away from your laptop or computer while you're installing this and you see, like, it's not the screen of death, it just says you know, it can't find this or that, do not worry about it. Alright, 99% is installing the Hive, everything else. Alright, right here is where you're going to have to, when it says restart, be ready to get back into that boot on your BIOS. 3, 2, 1, and it's shutting down. As soon as it restarts, I have my finger down here, getting ready. Alright, now you go back to USB. If you missed it, don't worry. Shut your computer down or your laptop, restart it, hit F12. You know, on my Dell it's F12 to get into boot menu. You'll have to find out what it is for your computer. Alright, back to USB storage. Click enter. Go through this setup again right here, first and second part. Now the second part is yellow. Hit that, and then just hit that right there. As soon as that loads, hit that, and it will continue loading. I will be back shortly. Okay, I wanted you to see, this is XP Blue. This is still installing. It kind of reminds you of a Vista theme. As you can see, it's still installing. One more thing that's extremely important. If you want to install XP, unless you have the drivers downloaded and backed up and stored, look for and download Solutions has a driver pack. You can find all kinds of driver packs. Now on this I'm just going to put Midnight because, well, organization, just laptop, administrator password, cat. Alright, next. This sets up just like XP. I am in the mountain time range, so not Pacific, mountain. Next, it's installing network. Okay, this I believe will ask you for a network password or something like that. Not password, but networking. You know, like if you're attached to other computers. I believe it's this one. If it does, you can type in anything you want. Basically, I just type in my girlfriend's name when it pops up. When I install this to use, you can type in whatever you want to just to get that box to light up. When that happens, I'll come back and show you. Back, and here's the screen I'm talking about, the work group. Right here, you'll see that's shadowed out. You can't use it unless you put something here. I don't know. I'm just gonna put Black Cat because, well, that's what midnight is. And then you can go to next, but you have to type something in. And now it keeps going. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, we're back. Display settings popped up. You hit OK. Let Windows, monitor settings, and XP. Here we go. Please wait. Now, like I said, if you're going to use this basically for just XP stuff, make sure you have your device drivers. Make sure if you want to go online, that's fine, whatever. I prefer to just, alright, come down here to next. Not right now. Under protect your PC. Skip internet connection. No, you don't want to register. Now type in a name. Midnight. Next. And finish. If you're wanting to use Windows 7 with this, Windows XP has got to be installed first. Alright. If you're wanting to dual boot, Windows 7 or Linux, any version of Linux will basically install next to this. I do prefer Linux Mint myself over any other version of Linux. I have Linux Mint Cinnamon. It's a very good operating system. Another reason you will need a dual boot for certain things, if you have, say, one of these, an external hard drive. Alright, this is a 3 terabyte hard drive. Windows XP will not pick anything up that large, so I usually have to either install Linux, which automatically picks it up. When I install Linux, I've actually never had to set up any type of device driver. It's automatically installed from my laptop. I guess it would depend on your computer, but I have a Dell E6500 laptop, and the welcome screen here, it'll eventually go through. And then this is like a one-time thing, setting all this mess up. Like I said, I'm going to show you if you want to use Windows 7. I have Windows 7 on disk, so I will not be using USB. You can find all kinds of programs for USB, and see now everything's going through. It just took a few minutes for everything to load. If you want to set up Windows 7 from USB, you can find all kinds of programs. And like I said, the programs I've talked about are very few programs I have found that will actually install Windows XP. Rufus won't do it. Went to USB won't do it. And as you can see, this is a different version here of XP, but it still is XP. You can remove all this stuff here. It's kind of like the Vista sidebar and stuff like that. It comes with some programs. Firefox, Internet Explorer, of course, does not work. Let's see. And right here, okay. See, Movie Maker cannot be used because required audio hardware cannot be found. What I have, let me go ahead and unhook my flash drive. I actually have driver discs. Let me shut this down. I'll throw one in and I'll come right back. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I have the Windows XP X64 Easy Driver Pack that I burned on a CD. I do have other type of driver discs that I can install drivers with. So I just put that in. Of course, there's Midnight's documents up there. A lot of this stuff you can change. This comes with a lot of programs pre-installed. Alright, I hit open on the driver disk, hit setup. Like I said, unless you have your drivers, and on this driver disk, I guess it's like Chinese or something up there, but it just says WinXP X86 driver. That's the only one you need to click if you're using this driver pack. And this will install my drivers. And of course, once they're installed, you can tell it's like 5 of 8. It's picking out the hardware. Once it installs the drivers, I will reboot. Now here's where it's interesting. All this stuff, if you're using this driver disk, I don't know if you will or won't. There's all kinds of driver disks, but on this one I always click no. I don't want it to update. Basically, I don't even know what language this is, but then I hit OK, and it will start installing the drivers. Alright, I'll be back when this is done, and once this is done, I'll eject the disk, reboot my computer, and I'll come back. Okay, I just took my driver disk out. I rebooted. As you can tell, it looks a whole lot better here. Everything's loading up. Okay. Now, if you don't want this sidebar on here, come down here, Windows sidebar. I go to Properties. I uncheck sidebar, start sidebar, hit apply, OK. Then I hit exit sidebar, and I make sure start sidebar when Windows starts is unchecked, and there goes the sidebar. Alright, now, right there, there's Windows Movie Maker. This version XP, it does seem to really work. You can try different versions, black, you know, whatever. Alright, let's exit that. Go to Control Panel. I always switch to Classic View over here because I much like it a whole lot better. And as you can see, my Wi-Fi card's actually picked up here on Windows. And like I said, this is XP. I'm going to go to System, Open. Windows Edition, XP, Professional, version 2008, Service Pack 3. Windows Activation, there's the product ID. Alright. Automatic updates are off on this, I believe. You will have to go in and change your settings, you know, so your display monitor and stuff doesn't shut down if you're on a laptop or whatever, you know, after it just sets. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what to do with this other program if you want to dual boot. Now, I just stuck in the other little not hard drive, but flash drive. Found new hardware, disk drive. Now, there's the program right there. It's Mini Tool Partition Wizard Free. Okay. Now I'm going to install this. And this is on XP. I accept. I'm going to add a create shortcut to desktop is checked. install. I do apologize for the quality of the video and the length. I'm going to shut the background down. I'm going to leave launch, hit finish. Now don't worry about the new connection wizard, hit cancel. Now here's what you need: mini tool partition wizard, and it loads partition wizard 10. The first disk right here, move resize. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make enough room for Windows 7. So I'm going to bring this. This is only a 200 something gig hard drive. So I'm going to make it, I don't know, about half. Okay. Apply. Now, Operation Resize Partition cannot be completed because drive C is now being used. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unhook my flash. I'm going to hit restart now. And that'll restart and it'll start working on that and resizing that partition on your hard drive. And like I said, I apologize for the length of all these videos. I'm trying to do all this so you can actually do this yourself if you want a dual boot system with Windows XP and like Windows Vista or Windows 7. I'm not exactly sure if this will work with 8 or above. Okay, you have to try this at your own risk if you have 8 or above. Once this gets done, this will go ahead and have 2 separate partitions. So Windows XP will be on one, and then Windows 7 or Vista, now it's restarting, or like I said, if you need to install Linux Mint or want to, or a form of Linux, most Linux distros will install alongside of XP and automatically do this. But if you're installing a different version of Windows alongside of XP, XP generally needs to be first, and you actually have to create a separate partition for your other Windows version. Now Windows starting up. Okay, I can close this. No antivirus stuff. Yeah, I know. Found new hardware. I'm just gonna close that down because I believe that was from the flash drive, because I just jerked it out. Alright. Yeah, let's go ahead and reboot this. Since it says it installed something, there's no telling what it is. Maybe it's this flash drive because I just jerked it out. Sometimes it has to be rebooted twice. Sometimes it just has to be rebooted the one time. But as long as it's finding hardware, you really should reboot. Again, I apologize for the length of these. I'm trying to get all the information in for you so you can do everything. If you want to have like 7 and XP on the same hard drive. And as soon as this loads, yeah, style it. Alright, close that. See, Wi-Fi's down here, network's down here, all this other stuff down here. A lot of these programs you can take off. Now I'm going to restart Mini Tool Partition Wizard. This is unallocated now. So I have to create a partition. Alright. We want an NTFS. Hit OK and apply. This program actually works pretty quick compared to some of the partition tools. Um, and remember, your partition letter on this is D. It is the second partition. And just give it a little bit of time. Let it go through. It'll create the partition, update system information, and when that's done, I'll come back. Well, it's done. Hit OK. Alright, 0% used. Exit. Now, I will be right back. Okay, alright, I'm back. What I have is my Windows 7 reinstallation DVD. I have Windows 7 Home Premium 64-bit. Basically, you know, this is my Dell disk. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and insert it now, because when I reboot, I want it to already be in there. Alright, you see it's there loaded. Now I don't want to start that. I want to close all this, and I want to turn off computer. Now this is we're gonna install this the exact same way we installed XP, more or less. Alright, we're gonna hit start, then F12 on my computer until this menu comes up. Now on this we're gonna go CD, DVD, CDR drive. Alright, press any key to boot from CD or DVD. Alright, Windows is loading files. Now this is going to take a while, so I'll come back. Okay, Windows 7 is partially loaded. Now we have to go set it up. My language is English. Next, we're going to go through this, hit next. Now I'm going to hit install now. Now here's where you have to watch what you're doing. Setup is starting. Now what you have to do is you have to pay close attention. Yes, I accept license terms. Next. Now don't go to upgrade. Custom advanced is what you want, or custom. Now you want it on partition 2. If you put it on partition 1, it will overwrite your XP. So partition 2, next. And Windows is copying files. This takes quite a while to set up, so I'll be back. Okay, Windows just restarted. Windows 7 automatically loaded.
Oh, no, nothing's wrong. I was just calling. But you know, I was thinking you, that's all. Well, we'll talk tomorrow. All right. Love you too.
Give it a few minutes here. Well, actually not minutes, a few seconds. Setup is updating registry. I'll come back when I have something else to show. Setup is starting services. Give me just a second. After all that went through, it's installing Windows. I'll be back after all the stuff here is done, and I'll show you the rest of it. Okay, we're back. Hopefully my card is holding all this. Windows 7 Home Premium, username Midnight, next, password, cat, next, ask me later for setup, Windows stuff, Mountain, I'm in Mountain, and now it's finalizing. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, preparing desktop. This may take a few minutes. Once again, I apologize for the quality of these videos. Hopefully my SD card is not full, and hopefully I'm getting all this. If not, I'll have to redo all this. Okay, and let's see. I'll come back when it starts up. Okay, it starts up right here. Of course, it has no drivers installed. If I wanted to keep this, I would have to install drivers. Alright, C disk now is Windows 7. D is XP. Now you can actually access documents and settings on your XP through your Windows 7, but you cannot access it really pretty much. I'm not sure, but I don't think. We will see if XP will go to Windows 7. Log off. I ejected my disk. Now we're going to start it up. When your boot menu loads, what you have to do is pick for XP earlier version of Windows, and that should load XP. And this is how you get a dual boot XP, Windows Vista or Windows 7. A lot of people like XP. I prefer XP over any other Windows version. Give it time to load here. Windows is starting up. And I do prefer the, well, it's black blue XP. You can install antivirus on here. Firefox is on here. Of course, Internet Explorer does not work anymore. You know that, hopefully. Now let's go on my computer. Alright, now XPC. Let's see if we can access. Yep, we can sure access Windows 7 through XP, through this version of XP. And since there's nothing in my documents folder, music folder, or anything like that, then of course it's not going to find anything. But there you go. I hope I got all this, and I will upload and hope this helps you out. Alright, bye.